Hey there, friends. For my usual followers, I'm back in my normal spot I started in with my little buddies behind me, because it's warmer. So now I'm back to the basement instead of in my room. Such is the way of a house with no air conditioning. Yeah. So let's do it. We're doing the next part of Next to Normal. I really did like covering the old one versus the new one, and I think I'm gonna do it for I'm Alive. And then that's it. That's really the only other one I wanted to cover. Just because it is so, like, I don't know, really specific with the way he does it. And I bet it's going to be very different than the way Jack Wolf performs it. So just curious to kind of compare them and let you guys see them for the people who maybe have not seen the original version. And this is a song I know next is Superboy and the Invisible Girl, I believe. And that is a number that I always liked. I always like singing it in the car and stuff. And I understand that it's sad. The thing with Natalie is I understand that a lot of her story is sad, conceptually, but this show is, I guess, just reminding me of it more, with this performance. So I'm nervous this is gonna hurt a little bit more than it usually would. But let's go, man. I'm super ready. We're at least gonna make it through. I'd like to get through. I'm trying to remember what order things go in. I think it's Superboy, then it's I'm Alive, and then I think after that it's Catch Me I'm Falling. So I'm hoping to get through those three today in this video. And yeah, that should be at least close to 45 minutes. I wish, it's the thing of like, I wish I talked less, but also I'm happy that everyone loves the stuff I'm saying. I just wish I could say it quicker, but I know I already talk pretty fast. It's the Valley girl in me, which I am indeed a Valley girl, born in the Valley. So yeah, let's go. I was with the thing out. Looks like I'm advertising Topo Chico. I'm not. But it is delicious. Anyway, let's go. She's been up there this whole time.
When she gets like this, she's useless. Can't use the phone, can't drive, can't.
Well, I bet she's got great pills. I mean, not that I would go there. That stuff's inorganic.
I'm totally ineffective, apparently.
No, me? I'm old school. A dying breed. You see, all the preppies and the jocks, they're raiding their parents' medicine cabinets. They're popping Xanax and snorting Adderall.
Really?
I hate Henry. I want to like him. I like that Natalie has someone to talk to, but I don't like him. I do not. Though I do remember, I mean, like, I was in high school. What year? I think Next to Normal came out in 2008. So I graduated high school in 2006. I will say a lot of people at my school did snort Adderall. And always wanted to buy my Adderall off me. And I was tempted, but I kind of needed it for, like, my brain. Yeah, so, I mean, I guess it's realistic. Most kids I knew in high school did drugs. So, It's that thing of, like, kids, a lot of the kids I went to school with, not necessarily myself, but kids I went to school with were pretty rich. And it's that thing of, like, they have money than they shouldn't have at that age. They don't know what to do with it, so they just buy drugs. So, and it's a little tangent, but I just cannot stand this boy. And I want to like you. Hey, you know what? This show made me care about Natalie, so, like, let's see what you got. But yeah, it's a tough one to pull off.
Me? I'm the master of the lost art of making a pipe out of an apple.
Yeah. You're the MacGyver of pot. You promise this'll help?
No. What?
Superboy and the Invisible Girl, son of steel and daughter of air. He's a hero, a lover, a prince. She's not there. Superboy and the Invisible Girl, everything a kid ought to be.
I will fully admit this is me thinking way too hard about the light meanings. So this is not, I don't even think this is really me analyzing this. This is fully like a conspiracy theory, like me just saying things. I like the fact that Superboy and the Invisible Girl, you'd think that maybe because the Invisible Girl, they'd make the they'd make the panels clear, but they don't. And I like that because she just feels so confined in her own, like, she feels so alone in this moment. And the rotating blue light, it's a spotlight, but it's constantly like moving past her almost a little bit, or it could be feeling passed over all the time. It's just kind of feeling like everything's in a cycle for her. I don't think that's what they're going for, except maybe blue is a sad color, but I like it, so I'm gonna pretend that's what they're going for because I think it's interesting.
He's immortal, forever alive. Then there's me. I wish I could fly and magically appear and disappear. I wish I could fly. I'd fly far away from here. Superboy and the Invisible Girl. He's the one you wish would appear. He's your hero, forever your son. He's not here.
I think that in the original musical, they had the 2 levels, and they have the 2 levels here, but they feel more like they actually just mean upstairs and downstairs. But with that, a lot of Natalie's plot points, her solo plot points, took place on the upper level. And whether you think that the stage itself is just the house, or you think it's, as an audience, what we're supposed to find the most important being the things on the same, like on the main stage level, or we're meant to think this is all Diana's mind and what's most important to her is on the ground level. I do think it's really interesting that so much more is being pulled onto this main level, that this one really feels, obviously the show is about Diana and the things she's going through. It's about everyone, but I always felt in the first one, she's very much the main character. Again, I'm only 40 minutes in, but I feel like this one's really letting these other characters breathe and showing that Diana's important and the main character. Unfortunately, you kind of have main character syndrome when you have a mental illness in a family, sometimes whether you mean to or not, if the mental illness is something that just kind of needs a lot of attention to be taken care of. And it's that in this, they're kind of showing how everyone is suffering, that she's coming down to, as to, I think in the original, she's upstairs and Diana's upstairs. Whereas in this, like, she's coming down to her mom's level. She's passing her dad. Her dad's there for this, which I don't think he is in the original. I think it's just Henry, Natalie, and Diana. I don't think Dan is there. And even Dan's face, Dan's like trying to like, don't, like, obviously knows what just happened, and she kind of just had a breakdown. But I also, that Natalie has experienced that so many times in her life, where she's either, being a kid and having a kid problem, or is rightfully so upset with her living situation. And her dad's constantly just going, shh, not right now, we can't right now. Because Dan walks on eggshells, because he just wants everyone to be okay. But you can't expect everyone to do that. I think the thing that this, and I feel bad, I should have looked up the actors' names. I promise for the next part I'm going to have all the actors' names written down. It's really, I'm a garbage reactor here for not knowing all the actors' names. It's kind of trash of me. But the girl playing Natalie, I think that the thing that she brings to this more than anything is, when you're seeing the original, they played up a lot of like angry teen who'd be like kind of flippant in a way. And, like, you feel bad for her, obviously, and you feel some emotions about her. And she's a good actress. She's good. She's got a lovely voice. But this, I just see a girl who, because of the way she was raised, between her father constantly trying to just placate her mother who's so mentally ill and not okay, and not able to be there for her daughter because, and I know that she knows she was born to be a Band-Aid. She was born to fix this marriage, to fix this family that was broken apart when Gabe died. And you see in this performance a girl who has never felt safe in her entire life. That's why she's nervous and stuff, is because she is always walking a tightrope. And she doesn't even know what's on the other side of it. It's just so, you feel this kind of tense tether whenever she's there. She always looks like she's been about to cry, because yeah, you would be too. and I've had situations where, you know, before I moved about a year ago, I was in a living situation completely unrelated to this kind of things I had the feeling of, I never felt safe. I didn't feel safe at home. I didn't feel safe at work. I had nowhere to go. And I almost lost my mind. It's why my parents helped me pay to move, because I just was like, I just felt like I could never breathe. I'd like flinch anytime I heard a noise. I just could not breathe. And you know that's how Natalie's feeling here. And the fact that her dad understands, and honestly probably understands better than anyone, but like he kind of feels like he can't do anything about it. It sucks. It sucks because he wants to be their first daughter, but he also needs to be their first wife. I don't know, it's really rough.
I am here. That's not true. You're our little pride and joy, our perfect plan. You know I love you. I love you as much as I can.
I do remember that in the original. I remember that Diana looks kind of like, she looks sad when she says it, but she's just like, I love you as much as I can, where you felt like, I love you as much as I'm able to, because everything that happened with Gabe. And Natalie just looks kind of like, and then she walks away, and Natalie just looks like a bit of a gut punch. But I feel more like in this, she's saying, I love you as much as I'm capable of with what my brain can do. I love you as much as I'm able to love anything, because I feel so wrecked inside. And regardless of if what she's saying is valid, it sounds more like Diana saying, I'm trying my best. Hearing your mom say, I love you as much as I can, would destroy you inside. Teenage girl or not, it would destroy you inside. And yeah, her falling apart there. Oh my god, that's... I knew this was gonna hurt more. Curse you, good actors! Why do you hurt me? I don't like this anymore. No, I want bad actors to do it. I only want really, really bad actors to do Next to Normal. I only want it to be done by puppets. That's not true. Puppets can make me cry too. Shoot. I'm screwed.
Take a look at the invisible girl. Here she is, clear as the day.
I just realized she was wearing a Sesame Street shirt. Oh, now I relate to her even more. Sorry, I don't know. I don't know why I needed to pause at that. I just made me excited. I love Jim Henson. That puppet back there, it's orange. That's a hot dog puppet. I got that at Henson Studios. It's signed by Brian Henson, by Jim Henson's son, who I met. Boom. Off topic, yes, but I got excited.
Please look closely and find her before she fades away. Superboy and the invisible girl, son of steel and daughter of air. He's a hero, a lover of bricks. She's not there. She's not there.
Henry's a piece of shit. Again, coming back to the original, take a look at the invisible girl, here she is, clear as the day. That is sung to Henry after Diana leaves, and the fact that it's all being sung at Diana. I love it because I feel like this musical everyone is having the lyrics sung to them that should be sung at them, which is quite nice. But it's and she like reaches for her and then just can't deal with it. And I get that too, as there's times when I don't have bipolar. They thought I did for a minute, but it's because for a while the definition of bipolar 2 was weird, and it was like if you had anxiety they'd be like, you have bipolar, and you didn't. But I definitely have times with the mix of the fun chemicals in my brain where, I might be dealing with a serious situation and then my brain just makes a switch, and you feel bad because it's not the responsible adult thing to do, but your brain shuts off and you're like, I cannot handle this right now. You got to give me a minute, because I have lost the ability to come up with words to function at all. And you feel bad because you just feel like it looks like a cop-out for everyone else. But I do get Diana just kind of falling apart there for a minute. But it's also when Gabe joins in, standing on the counter as he likes to do, it seems. He's a little cat. Gabe, you a little cat? Yeah, you are. When he joins, he takes over the song. he speeds it up a little bit and he changes the octave. Even though he's not there, he's proving her point by being Superboy, by like taking her song from her. Like he took everything else, not really, but you know what I mean. It's rough. Or there's also the thing of if he represents mental illness and if he represents grief for the entire family sometimes, not just Diana, then this moment of her falling apart and then Natalie freaking out, his voice is raised because it's like all of those negative thoughts are getting louder in Diana's head. I don't know, I never thought about it that way. A lot of stuff I'm saying while I'm doing these are thoughts I'm having for the first time while like watching this that I never thought about before when it came to this show. So I'm kind of voicing things going like, does that make sense? I think that makes sense. That might make sense. So I don't know. But I'm stating them with confidence. That's the trick. That's how you do things.
She's not there. She's not there.
This is all horrifyingly depressing, but come on. Please, someone give me a, someone out there who can edit photos, give me an edit of Gabe as a little cat.
Let's not get discouraged, or I will find a doctor who can treat you without the drugs. All right, there is someone out there for you. In the depression forums, they say it's like dating. You know, you have to keep going until you find the right match.
They have depression forums.
Yeah, and this doctor is supposed to be.
That is true, though. That is very true. I don't know about the depression forums, but that is true. I'm about to start looking for a new therapist after having the same therapist since I was 19. I'm 36. So it's very scary. And I went through many therapists before you find the one that, like, you're comfortable with and also gets you, because that's always hard, because then you start to think, oh, therapy's not for me. And it probably is. You probably just haven't found the right person. You need someone who you're comfortable saying everything to and you don't feel judged. And that's the biggie, is that, like, they don't have to take a firm stance, they don't have to whatever, you just can't feel judged, you know? And I'm a big horror freak, right? And I used to have a therapist that was just so convinced that so many of my problems were because I watched horror films, and I couldn't figure out why she thought that, but she was pretty convinced. And she's like, do me a favor and go like 2 months without watching a horror movie. I'm like, yeah, sure. I love film. I just won't watch horror movies. She's like, are you feeling better? I'm like, no, that has nothing to do with anything. You got to deal with the doctors who get really, there are some doctors or some therapists who have an agenda of some sort, who are champions of a certain philosophy or diagnosis. And it's really frustrating to kind of find the right person, and expensive sometimes, but I always, if anyone's out there who maybe is thinking about trying either medication or trying therapy, and you're nervous about it, or, you know, you're afraid of like picking someone at random, look up somebody, see what kind of things they specialize in. And, you know, just give it a try. If it doesn't work, try again. And honestly, I think that you should do a bit of both, the talking and the medicine, if medicine works for you. I always encourage people to try it just because it's changed my life a lot, but it doesn't work for everybody, and that's okay. I'm actually just got upped on all my meds yesterday, so and they're very expensive, so if anyone wants to donate to the channel, there's a link in the bio, because still no insurance from the lack of job. Anyway, back to this, but I do think that that's, I like that this show gives those little bits of information of, like, you know, you have to keep trying different things. Even if and so far everything in here I feel like has been portrayed a lot more honestly to what it's like to suffer with mental illness like this. Yeah, I don't, ugh.
Fantastic, like a real rock star. 3 different women at work gave me his name.
3 women at work know I'm nuts?
Diana, this way, please.
What did you just say?
I said, welcome. I'm Dr. Madden. Have a seat.
I'll be real, this part of the musical always confused me. I don't know, maybe it's the instant click of which I've never felt that way with the therapist. A little bit when one was immediately like, I love Buffy, and I'm like, hey, at the time I loved Buffy. But I this part always perplexed me a little bit.
It's nice to meet you. Let's get it on now, baby!
Excuse me, what?
I said, let's get started. Are you nervous, Diana?
I am a little, a bit out of breath. Tingly, actually. Now you go.
Let's start by getting to know each other a bit. Psychotherapy and medication work best in tandem, but we can try the first alone and see how far we get. Why don't you tell me? Baby, what's your history? Where'd you go and who'd you see?
Again, the camera moving, so we're always we are below him, which I've always stated, and when I cover music videos or whatever it may be, having a camera pointed up at a character is giving them the power thing, is making you below them, so you're looking up at them, so they have a position of power. But also, like, putting us kind of right there next to Diana, so we're just, like, a little bit overwhelmed with it, too, is very funny. And it works really well. Again, those moments where I think I did it the entire time, it would really bring you out of it, but those a few moments where they're kind of cutting to having those cameras that are, like, on stage with them, it just kind of breaks you out of being an audience member. And I think that can be really cool.
My history. Okay, I was diagnosed bipolar, 16 years ago, but it turned out bipolar didn't totally cover it.
Often the best we can do is put names to collections of symptoms. It's possible bipolar has more in common with schizophrenia than depression.
Yeah, when I was young, my mother called me high-spirited. She would know. She was so high-spirited, they banned her from the PTA.
Sometimes we have a predisposition.
Isn't it funny, parents, sometimes, I've known quite a few people who suffer from mental illnesses who their parents kind of gave them a high-spirited. Mine was, you seem like an old soul, which means you're depressed, you have anxiety. I was jaded from birth. I just think it's very funny that people have these weird terms for, like, she's quirky, whatever it may be.
Disposition to illness, but actual onset is often triggered by some traumatic event.
Look, I never know what to say when I have to go over all this. It starts to sound like some story I tell about some other person entirely.
Why don't you tell me about the last time you truly felt happy? Were you happy when you got married?
Yeah, I thought I was.
There's a difference between being happy and just thinking that you're happy?
Oh, most people who think they're happy just haven't thought about it enough. Most people who think they're happy are actually just stupid.
I see. Were you happy when your son was born?
My son.
Tell me.
I'm gonna pause here, and I want to watch the other version first. I do like they're doing the slow rotation during the therapy scene, because obviously it makes the scene more dynamic to look at, but also it's that thing of, it's a mix of probably Diana feeling like we're doing this again, just feeling like she's going around again, the same thing repeated, but also it's almost like two people circling each other, trying to figure each other out, and I think that's very cool. Okay, I think this is probably a decent version. And it's Aaron. I always say Aaron Tveit, and then I heard it was Tiviot, and I feel very stupid. And I love him, he's got a great voice. And I do like him in this role. I'll just play it.
Happy when your son was born?
My son?
Tell me
I
about
like
it.
this a little bit. I don't know what songs and tangents.
About my son?
Why is he still around? Who is he? What is he?
I'm what you want me to be, and I'm your worst fear. You'll find it in me. Come closer, come closer.
Where does he come from, do you think?
I am more than memory. I am what might be. I am mystery. You know me, so show me. When I appear, it's not so clear if I'm a simple spirit or I'm flesh and blood. I'm alive, I'm so alive. And I feed on the fear that's behind your eyes. And I need you to lead me, it's no surprise. I'm alive, so alive. I'm alive.
For all these reasons, I don't love the camera work. Obviously, it's as Broadway fans, we deal with whatever we can get from bootlegs. But again, it's the way he performs it and constantly looking down on her and smirking like that. And I'm curious to see how Jack performs it. He almost feels like I get that sort of, he's got a mischievousness to him, and kind of almost like a puppet master, and whether that's her mental illness controlling her or grief controlling her, if that's what it's meant to be, or if it's just this, she imagines her son being larger than life, the Superboy, who's just kind of not bothered by anything, and he's always just kind of smirky and happy because that's how she wants to see him. I don't know.
That's a lot, isn't it?
It's what the doctor recommended.
This is never going to get better, is it? He's never going away.
I don't know, Natalie.
This is one of those moments when you could just be a typical parent and lie and say yes.
Yes.
Thanks, that's comforting.
I am flame and I am fire. I am destruction, decay, and desire. I'll hurt you. You know, Natalie, I'll heal you. It's not all about your comfort. I'm your wish, your dream come true, and I am your darkest nightmare too. I've shown you. It's about helping your mother. I own you.
As always.
Oh, you made me.
I just feel like Dan has no sympathy for her in this. She'll totally, again, this Dan frustrates the heck out of me.
You can't change me. I'm the perfect stranger who knows you too well. And
I've always kind of freaked me out the fact that he says that to Natalie. I'm the perfect stranger. And like that is the only person who's never met him, but knows you too well because of, you know, obviously knowing what Diana knows. It's a little creepy.
I'm alive, I'm so alive. I'll tell you the truth if you let me try. You're alive, I'm alive, and I'll show you why I'm alive. So alive, I'm alive.
Risperdal,
I'm alive.
Valium, Xanax.
I'm alive.
What the hell?
I'm alive. I'm right behind you. You say forget, but I remind you. You can show.
It is weird to sing this part at Natalie, since Natalie is someone who can't forget because she doesn't know. I do love his, like, it's a weird choice, but I do really like his movements here. It feels very free and fluid. And yes, there's a lot of pulls. But it is impressive too, because I just feel like I would trip and fall through all of this. That's why I don't dance. But again, I feel like this is Diana's version of him. This kind of, everything just rolls off him. Can't be bothered kind of thing. It's everything that she's not.
Try to hide, you know that I will find you. 'Cause you won't grieve me. You won't leave me behind. Oh, let's say he's 18 now. Isn't that when kids move out? Isn't it time to let him go? No, 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 I'm alive, I'm alive, I am so alive. I'm on my back, then we both can fly. If you try to deny me, I'll never die. I'm alive, I'm so alive. I'm alive, yeah, yeah. I'm alive.
I forgot there's a top level they never use. And again, this could be him lording over everyone, or it could just be him on her mind. I don't know.
I'm alive.
My son.
Tell me about him.
About my son.
Why is he still around? Who is he? What is he?
I am what you want me to be, and I'm your worst fear. You'll find it in me. Come close.
I love that he's singing into a microphone. I love that so much. Oh gosh. I love that it was slowly raising to reveal him. They're doing so much with these little covers. I'm dying. Oh, I love that he's singing from a microphone. I think the only time I've seen that in a show, I'm sure there's others, but I immediately think of Spring Awakening. And the minute they always pull out a mic in Spring Awakening, it's like we're taking almost a break from the play that's like in the setting of like, what is supposed to be like 1890s, 1880s, something in Germany. And we are, I mean, it's the 1900s, I can't remember, anyway, in Germany, and suddenly we are in a timeless sort of space where these kids are singing things that are anachronistic to where they would be from, but sort of singing universal songs about being young. It takes you out of this a little bit. And they're having him in a microphone, which rules. And to me means it's that thing of, it's the voice in your head amplified. It's the, you know, she's getting help, she's trying to hear this, and he's now suddenly, he is that rock star, but he's kind of, he is the one thing she can hear. He is louder than anything else. He's not in the room with her, and maybe that is something for her, because in this moment, she's not seeing him as like, oh, but it's okay, my son's here. Like, he's not there, and she's aware of it now. So it's almost like he has to do more to get her attention. That freaking rules. I love that touch so much.
Closer.
He's such a pretty too.
Come closer.
Where does he come from, do you think?
I am more than memory. I am what might be. I am mystery. You know me, so show me. When I appear, it's not so clear if I'm a simple spirit or I'm flesh and blood. But I'm alive.
I love how little squirrelies coming out. The swirlies. They're little firing synapses. Oh gosh. He sounds gorgeous, obviously. That wasn't a big surprise, but he sounds so beautiful. He's got one of those voices that just sounds effortless. One of those ones where you just feel like if you poked him at like 3 a.m. and gave him a microphone, he would sound like this as well. Which, you know, probably isn't true, but those performers are always crazy to me, where it makes you think, I can sing too, and then you try and you're like, nope, I can't. But it just sounds like it's breathing to him. It's so crazy. I know people said they've seen that he was like in a show or something, the Shadow and Bone show, which I guess my friends watch. I never saw him before. He's adorable, and my God, a gorgeous voice.
Alive, I'm so alive, and I feed on the fear that's behind your eyes, and I need you to need me. It's no.
I stopped too much. But we saw in the last one, a lot of times she was just kind of focused looking up at him, but in this one she's curled like that. It's like she doesn't know what to do. She wants to reach up toward him, but also is like this, having that one foot in both, not wanting to fully live in the fantasy, fighting against it, but also wanting it as well. She's curled up like that. This is the whole thing of, there's a fly in my room, of when she swung the chair in the last number at Dan, but then also at Gabe. She's feeling overwhelmed by everything. Even her fantasies aren't safe anymore. Oof.
I'm alive. I'm so alive. I'm alive.
4 times a week? It's a lot, isn't it?
It's what the doctor recommended.
This is never going to get better, is it? He's never going away.
I don't know, Natalie.
You know, this is one of those moments where you could just be a typical parent and lie. Say yes?
Yes.
Ah, thanks. That's comforting.
I am flame and I am fire. I am destruction, decay, and desire. I'll hurt you.
You know, Natalie,
I'll heal you.
it's not all about your comfort.
I'm your wish, your dream come true, and I am.
I'm dying. Again, we talked about the levels before. He's come down to theirs. It's all happening right here. They're not going, it's everyone's as important as everyone else. I don't know if they thought this much about the levels thing, but I just can't stop thinking about it. The way he looks at Dan and says, I'll hurt you, and then looks at Diane and says, I'll heal you. Dan's performance in this, going just like, I don't know. Like, and it's true. It's those moments of just like, I think he wants to be a comfort to his daughter, but he doesn't want to lie to her as well. And he has no idea. He's so lost. And Diana just needs, I said to Diana, Natalie. Natalie needs someone in her life to be some kind of stability. And he can't do it. He's trying so hard to be a rock for his wife that he's failed his daughter. And it sucks. And he's constantly on his phone. Like, you can tell he's still trying to, he's got to hold everything else together too. Being like the money and everything else they're not mentioning, but you know is there. It's no wonder that, like, you feel bad for Natalie and you're like, oh, how could her dad feel? And you feel bad for Dan, but Dan is just like barely keeping it together. And he's the one that has to keep everyone together. I never felt bad for Dan before. I hate the show's making, like, I already had enough feelings and you're making me feel more feelings. You suck. Sorry. I shouldn't get mad at the show for being good, but I am. I'm mad.
Desire, I'll hurt you.
You know, Natalie,
I'll heal you.
it's not all about your comfort.
I'm your wish, your dream come true, and I am your darkest nightmare
So
too.
close.
I've shown you
It's about helping your mother.
I owe you.
As always.
And though you made me, you can't change me. I'm the perfect stranger who knows you too well. And I'm alive.
The one great thing about bringing everyone down to the same level is that there's so many. Again, it's reinforcing that thing I talked about, how everyone in the show is suffering separately. There's so many near touches in this show that are devastating, and him getting like kind of right in his face, and just almost like there's a force field around Dan that he can't press through because Dan won't acknowledge him. And then holding the mic up for, this is about your mother, and then holding the mic up for, as always. I feel like that is, if the microphone is literally, in this case, amplifying something, this is an amplification of everything that Gabe is. The mask's been pulled off. We know, the audience knows now, there's no son. The son's dead. This is not a character actually in the play. That we know he's not real at this point. So now he's able to almost have more free reign, because we know that he can do anything, because he is just a manifestation of grief and mental illness and this son. So amplifying those words, it's like, and with Diana also looking at them, I wonder if it's supposed to be like, your mental illness, what I represent, is causing this situation. It's amplifying, it's about your mother. It's about that. Well, it is all of that because of what he represents, because of the entity of Gabe. God, that's really interesting. Yeah. And him just having to go. Then just having to walk away. And then Gabe just starting to walk after him and then stopped himself. There's so much between Gabe and Dan I was super not ready for. And it's truly an entire essay could be made just about those two in this show. Again, just thinking about how I'm the one reprise is gonna rip my heart out and step on it. I think that's so interesting. Oh my gosh, I really want to know other people's thoughts on what the whole thing with the microphone is to those two lines. I just feel like it's highlighting the effect that Diana's disease has caused on the rest of the family. It's highlighting the ripple effects of what she's experiencing and how it affects those two. It's making me have emotions.
I am so alive, and I'll tell you the truth if you let me try. You're alive, I'm alive, and I'll show you why. I'm alive, I'm so alive.
For a minute I thought Natalie was looking at him. That kind of freaked me out a little bit.
I'm alive.
Risperdal.
I'm alive.
Valium.
I like that he didn't set the bag out, because I think that's probably the reason that he set the bag out in the original version was probably just like a logistics thing. I love that he almost seems happy and holding the mic out as she's listing these things. Again, it's what is the effect of what Diana's doing? What is the fallout? It's this moment. It's these moments. It's what's happening to Natalie. It's her getting into these drugs. All of that. And so he's showing those moments. Oh God. I hope this makes sense. It's making sense in my head. I really hope it's translating it anyway.
Xanax.
I'm alive.
What the heck?
I'm alive. I'm right behind you. You say forget, but I'll remind you. You can try to hide, you know that I will find you. 'Cause if you won't grieve me, you won't leave me behind. Oh.
Jack Wolf. Wow, that's a gorgeous shot right there. Oh my gosh, I just paused at the most beautiful moment. Oh, it's so pretty. Oh heavens. Two things. I love that he's continuing to talk. That the entire time he's speaking to her and we can't hear what he's saying. And I think that it's showing potentially Diana kind of disassociating through this. Like not really taking it. It's just kind of, she can't hear what he's saying. She's all up in her own head. But that, and if you won't grieve me, you won't leave me behind, which had always been sung at Dan, the whole idea of like, if you won't acknowledge me and acknowledge your grief. But seeing it to Diana is almost like, if you won't accept that I'm dead and move on, then I'm never going away. Totally also works, and it's really, really interesting. I say interesting too much. I feel like everyone could take a shot every time I say interesting, they get wrecked. God, this is pretty. And such a simple set. Like, it's not crazy, but it's so, it really shows what you can do. You don't have to have anything crazy. You can have a minimalist set. I mean, look at Hamilton. They have super minimal sets, and they do so much with it.
Let's say he's 18 now. Isn't that when kids move out? Isn't it time to let him go?
No, 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 I'm alive, I am so alive. If you climb on my back.
He's reaching for her. They're both reaching for her. And she takes his hand instead. I like that they're touching during this point. I love that he's like right next to her during this part, as opposed to above her. Really almost causing more of a like ruckus in the middle of her when she's trying to get help, and he's just like, nope, not gonna happen.
I think we both can fly. If you try to deny me, I'll never die. I'm alive, so alive. I'm alive, yeah, yeah. I'm alive, I'm alive, I'm alive, I'm alive.
I'm already at 45. No, I really want to do one more song. We're also going to do Catch Me I'm Falling. So if this is closer to an hour, I apologize. Isn't that funny? The minute that does he still have the microphone in his hand? The minute that goes away, he's small again. He's delicate again. Isn't that interesting? It's like he managed to power through just to distract her from getting better. And maybe it was also in that moment where kind of his existence is being interrogated. She builds him up in her mind more. But now he's small again.
It's been 4 weeks, and I'd like to try something new today. Sometimes, when these stories are hard to tell, hypnosis can be helpful.
I don't think I could be hypnotized. I mean, it's fine. I'm just not the type.
I love that Gabe laughs too. It really feels like he's just like, he would appear and stuff in the original, but at this I feel a lot more like he really does feel like his own character, and like he is forever present with Diana. Just no one else can see him, but like she's experiencing he's experiencing and reacting to things around her. I also feel like, if I remember correctly, they say hypnosis, but really they just get her through guided meditation. I've never been hypnotized, to be fair, but I have been guided meditated. I don't know if that's the same thing. I don't know.
Put your feet on the floor. Your hands in your lap. Breathe. Walk with me, walk with me.
Okay.
Go all the way down a long flight of stairs.
Ooh,
Go
stairs.
step by step into the darkness down there.
Should we turn on a light? You know, for the stairs?
Walk with me down a hall that you know at the...
He's doing the things. Not only is he present, he's literally doing the things that the doctor's instructing. He's guiding through the meditation with her. That's interesting and precious. It's hard because he's just so darn adorable. Like, that's really cute, but also such a cool touch.
And there's a door.
It makes them feel more like one person, which they are, obviously, because, yeah, but it makes them almost feel more codependent, I guess is what I want to say.
It's a door that you've never laid eyes on before.
He always looks kind of curious, kind of cocking his head, like, what is this? It's perfect.
Open the door. Open the door.
Ooh, that's an interesting look right there. I want to see that again real quick.
It's on before. Open the door. Open the door.
That's so interesting. The entire time he's kind of laughing and stuff because he thinks it's silly, because she thinks it's silly. And then when he's walking up, he kind of cocks his head like, can you believe this guy? And then when he looks at her and she's looking like kind of serious, and whether it's they're meant to be that it's hypnotized and she's like under at this point, or if more it's just she's focused and really listening and present in that moment, he looks scared and starts to back away into the darkness, it looks like. That's funny unless she's taking it seriously, and then, you know. Ooh, interesting. Interesting. I gotta think of it. He's still staying in the light a little bit. Like trapped at the edges.
Can you hear me, Diana?
Yes.
He's hiding behind.
Are you nervous?
No.
Good. Now, make up your mind to explore yourself. Make up your mind, you have stories to tell. We're searching your past for what sorrows.
And the thing stops spinning. It's like her constantly spinning thoughts have paused for a minute. Gabe has paused. It's all her present in this one moment. God, adding Gabe to this scene was such a great idea. Oof.
This may last, then make up your mind to be well.
Di, you come home from these sessions in tears. Is this helping, or... Di? Di?
We were both undergrads. Architecture. The baby wasn't planned. Neither was the marriage. I'd always expected to be too busy, but when the baby came, it all seemed to make sense. Until
He's not here, he's not here.
Oh my God, it's like he's kind of stuck in the, it's like he was free moving before. He had so much movement in the last number, Gabe did. And now it's like he's trapped in the light with her. He's at the very, very edges. But it's like he can't get too close because she's in this kind of moment and he can't break away. The fact that he's like almost leaning closer, and then when Dan repeats that he's not here, he like backs up like scared, like it's... Oh God.
Love, I know.
I wanted her, like, it's this thing of like, you want her to get better, and also it's so hard because this guy is so good and so cute, and so you're just, not cute, but just like, he's so like, he's got one of those faces that you just kind of want to protect. I don't know. He's got that puppy face, and you just want to be like, it's okay, it's gonna be okay. Oh, she played like a murderer in a movie. Sorry, it's random. That was a weird thought, but every time there's a person who gives me that feeling, I'm always like, oh, I want you to play like a killer in something, because that would make me feel complicated. It's like Evan Peters when he's in American Horror Story. He's got one of those puppy faces, and then he just plays like the most horrific characters. I always love that.
That's strong enough. Make up your mind, let the truth be revealed. Admit what you've lost and live with the cost. At times it does hurt to be healed. In our first session, you told me that talking through your history feels like it's about someone else. Make it about you.
This is everything I've been saying about her version of Gabe in this. That it's her little boy that she can protect when she feels like she failed to protect him to begin with, even though he just got sick. It's that I feel like when a child that young dies, even if a parent could have no ability to do anything about it, they somehow always feel like somehow they should have known something, they should have done something, it should have never happened. Just because a child of any age, dying just naturally feels wrong. It feels wrong to outlive your kid. And so having him, we're seeing like as she's maybe leading into possibly getting better, to actually really taking in some of this work, he's suffering because she might get healthy, which is a very toxic relationship. But here, the Catch Me I'm Falling, they're just I can never watch the original again. I'm starting to realize that I will probably never watch the original again. I'll listen to it, but I don't think I can ever watch it again, because
You catch me, I'm falling for good.
She feels guilty. She feels guilty for getting better.
I'm not supposed to be backstage, but for luck.
Did you see my parents out there?
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. My dad said they'd both be here.
Okay, well, I'm sure they will be.
Will they?
We had Natalie to and I know she knows. I couldn't hold her in the hospital.
Well, where are they?
I couldn't let myself hold her.
That's the first time you've mentioned Natalie in weeks of therapy.
You gotta be kidding me. She's not there. She's not there. She's not there.
Make up your mind, you want clarity.
Stuff like stuff like the parents not showing up for the recital, things like that, which is something that's never happened to me. And for some reason, those moments weirdly always hit me the hardest in things, where like someone's left disappointed or embarrassed. Always really destroy me. I don't know why. I don't know why I'm so sensitive. I don't think my parents ever did that. My parents were always, at least one of them was always present. So it's not like a memory thing. It's just I just can't handle it when I see it in media. I just want to hug the person so badly.
Take what you know and then make it make sense. Just face what you fear, and soon it comes clear. The visions are just your defense.
Thank you for coming.
I haven't talked about the doctor at all, but I also really like his performance in here, because I feel like I liked the other one too, but when he was talking, it seemed more like he was sort of just like he was a bit more cold. It felt like he was saying like a script, obviously, but like something he'd said before to other people, like platitudes and things like that. Whereas this, it feels more personal, like he really is reacting to her specifically. I don't know.
Natalie Goodman.
Let's try to understand what all of this is doing to you and to your family.
Dan looking up at her like he knows where he's supposed to be. Shut up.
Your grief for your son, your distance from Natalie.
Sorry. It's just, you know what the problem with classical is? It's so rigid and structured. You have to play the notes on the page. There's no room for improvisation.
Oh no.
I remember when the original Natalie, she almost sounded drunk when she did it. This just sounds like a girl falling apart. And isn't it interesting that, at least so far, I feel like the sets always responded to what was going on in Diana's head more. But when she was kind of having that breakdown, they had little flickering lights, like the buzzing in her head. I don't know if that's meant to reference that maybe she's potentially going to be dealing with this sort of thing in the future, which is the fear, because this is genetic, or if that's just responding to her in the moment. I don't know, but it sucks.
Catch me up. Make up your mind, you can live at last. Make up your mind to be fully alive. Embrace what's inside, oppose what has died, and make up your mind, you'll survive.
loss can lead to depression.
Catch me, I'm falling.
Fear of loss to anxiety.
Flying headfirst into fate.
It started with just... Oh, and she's coming down? God damn it. First starting with just Gabe, and then Gabe, and now it's everyone again. It's everyone's suffering. Everyone's suffering alone in this show.
Catch me, I'm falling.
The more you hold on to something you've lost, the more you fear losing it. Depression, anxiety, depression, anxiety. One gives rise to the other. It becomes a cycle.
Catch me, I'm falling.
What a serious representation there of mental illness and everything, of them, because the thing is rotating, having to constantly shift like that and move like that, but always still, because they're moving slightly and they're on a rotating thing, staying in place. They're not moving. It's that you're doing the same motions, but you're not getting anywhere. I don't know what that's like. Shut up.
Anxiety, depression, anxiety. One gives rise to the other. It becomes a cycle.
Catch me, I'm falling. Catch me, I'm falling. Catch me, I'm falling.
Wouldn't you like to be free from all of that, finally? Wouldn't you like to go home, clear out his things, maybe spend some time with your daughter, and let your son go? At last.
Should we go?
Yes. Mom? Yes, I would.
This is gonna hurt, whatever that is. Alright. I'm at an hour, so I'm gonna stop now. Hey, we're halfway through. We're halfway through. Man. Let me know what you guys think. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on this as well. And I always hope that I just get, I did take my Adderall today, but I'm gonna be on a different dose soon, which is probably gonna be a little bit better for me. So I worry that, sometimes everything that I'm saying in my head is not always what I'm saying out loud. And like, I hope that my explanations make sense. So far the reactions have just been so lovely. And as said, when this is all done, I'm going to do a little poll of of what musical I should cover next. And I'm really excited that I've got people who want me to cover musicals now, man. This rules. This is a dream. Having this, and then people who want me to cover like UK TV shows. Oh, so happy. I know if there's any musicals you do want me to cover, please put them in the comments. I know right now I've gotten Epic, which I did do the first 2 bits of that are on it. There's an Epic playlist on my page. And then I got Ride the Cyclone. I got Spring Awakening, Deaf West, but I've never seen that version. I've only ever watched the original version. And I love Spring Awakening. What was the other one? Oh shoot. Cinderella's Castle, which I plan to do for sure. I'm gonna do all these for sure. Someone did Rent, but I wasn't gonna do Rent. Oh, there was one more, I thought. I don't remember what it was. Anyway, anything else you want me to do, by all means, please put it in the comments, because it would be cool to do some. And let me know if there are some that even if I've seen it before, you still want me to go over, because I don't mind doing that at all, but it's like, you won't get as strong of a reaction because I've already seen it. But I definitely have found that, like, even if I'm reacting to something I've seen before, you definitely watch it differently when you're doing a reaction. You're just a lot more present. So I'll 1000% see things I've never seen before in a show or in a music video, whatever it may be, when I'm doing it for one of these. So I think I still get something out of it. But I want you guys to let me know if you list a show and I've seen it before, and I've seen like the main version, if it's Proshot or whatever it may be, I won't do it. So yeah, that's all. Thanks so much, everybody. This has been devastating in a lovely way. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.